What an incredible sight! A massive golden root was lifting Murchik and his friends, Puffy and Storm Sprite, higher and higher, straight up into the glowing sky. As they rose, the clouds parted like velvet curtains, revealing something truly breathtaking. Floating high above the world was the great wonder tree, an ancient and colossal being. Its branches spread across the sky like rivers of pure light, and its leaves glittered like millions of tiny stars. Puffy, the little hamster, looked like he was about to faint. We're really going up there," he stammered, his voice trembling. Murchik, ever the brave one, gently held Puffy's paw and gave him a reassuring smile. Suddenly, the entire sky seemed to vibrate. A deep, warm, and echoing voice filled the air around them, seeming to come from the tree itself. "Little travelers, thank you for coming." Murchik's fluffy tail puffed up in surprise. He had never heard a voice so powerful, yet at the same time so incredibly gentle. The branches of the great tree began to glow, and a vision appeared before their eyes. They saw countless worlds, all floating in perfect harmony, connected by shimmering paths of magic. It was a beautiful, peaceful sight. But then dark cracks started to appear in the vision, spreading like spiderwebs across the realms. The magic began to fade, and a sinister shadow spread like smoke, dimming the light. Puffy gasped in horror, and even Storm Sprite, usually so cheerful, had a deep frown on his face. The great tree's voice returned, heavy with concern. "The balance of magic is weakening. Something, or someone, is draining life from the realms." Without a moment's hesitation, Murchik stepped forward, his small body filled with determination. "Tell us what to do. We can help," he declared bravely. The Echo Guide, who had led them this far, bowed respectfully toward the tree. The small, glowing creature that Murchik had rescued earlier was hiding behind the guide, its light pulsing softly. "The creature you rescued is not the cause," the tree explained. "It is only a clue, a piece, of a much larger secret." Murchik looked down at the little creature, puzzled. "A clue? To what?" he asked. As if in answer, the sky around them began to darken. One of the great wonder tree's massive branches lifted slowly and pointed toward the distant horizon. Far away, a dark, swirling vortex appeared, like a raging storm made of pure shadow. "That is where your answers lie," the tree rumbled. "The shadow rift. And inside it, the one who calls himself the Collector of Magic." Storm Sprite shivered, his wings fluttering nervously. "Collector? That sounds bad," he exclaimed. Puffy was so terrified that he dove headfirst into a nearby fluffy cloud, which immediately started to float away. Murchik had to quickly chase after it and pull his friend back out. "Puffy, you can't hide now," Murchik said, trying to be stern. "We're a team." Puffy peeked out from behind Murchik's leg. "Okay, but can we fight him from very far away?" he asked hopefully. The absurdity of it made everyone laugh. Even the stoic Echo Guide cracked a small smile. The mood shifted again as the great wonder tree lowered a glowing seed toward them. It floated in the air like a tiny, captured star, pulsing with a gentle light. "This star seed will guide you," the tree said. "Protect it well. When the time comes, it will awaken." Murchik reached out and carefully took the seed in his paws. It felt warm and pulsed softly, almost like a tiny heartbeat. Then the tree's voice became quieter, older, and tinged with a deep sadness. "Little kitten, your heart is stronger than you know, but beware. The collector already knows your name." Murchik's eyes widened in shock. The sky flashed with a sudden light, and Puffy froze in place. Storm Sprite whispered, his voice barely audible, "He knows Murchik." As if on cue, the clouds began to rumble ominously, and the shadowy vortex in the distance seemed to grow larger and more menacing. The adventure was just beginning. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to see what happens next.